We received the sudden news that Jose Mourinho, one of the most decorated managers of all time, will be managing Roma from next season. Although he's conquered England, Italy, Portugal and Spain, with his recent runs at Manchester United, Chelsea and Tottenham all ended in the sack, with for the first time he did not win a trophy with a club that he managed at Tottenham. It makes us wonder, is Jose Mourinho's football out of date? Is he playing fossil football, and can he manage the modern game with modern players who tend to turn on him? Returning to Syria, we'll see if he can replicate his success at Inter, or if this will be another indication that the special one is not so special anymore. Hi guys, so we're going to have a quick look at the best players in this Roma squad. Pellegrini is a great attacking midfield option. He's got great pass, great vision and really technical. He's a great player to have. Zaniolo is another great attacking midfielder. He's got a good finish, good dribble, good mental stats and a good pass on him. He's another great player. Just to round up the quick overview of some of the best players in the squad, we have Dzeko. He's been the main man at Roma for a few years. Good finishing, good passing, good technique, brilliant mental stats, a good leader, and he's a really good experienced player to have in the squad. He obviously will need replacing at 36 years old, but currently he will be leading the line. There's also a few other experienced players in Roma. We have Mkhitaryan, Smalling and Pedro. So we're going to start with season 1 of Jose Mourinho in charge. So we're going to have a look at the signings he's made. We have Abinez, who is a Brazilian centre-back. He's got really good stats actually, heading 15, marking 15, tackling 17. So a really good defender here, and only 23, he's got a lot of room for growth. So that is a great signing by Mourinho. We have Serge Aurier. He is a bit of a liability in real life. He does crazy stuff. He's not an amazing player, and I do not think Mourinho would ever sign him in real life because he'd be scared for his life. He was going to ruin his defensive plans. So a bit unrealistic in my view, but it makes a bit of sense with the Tottenham connection. We've got Firpo from Barcelona, a left back. He looks decent tackling, decent stats all round. So Mourinho's only spent 23.5 million here, but seems to have got some good players. I especially like that first signing. He looks really promising. So we're going to have a quick look at the lineup to see what sort of team Mourinho would put out normally, and we compare this across the years to see how it changes. He does change the team quite a bit though, so some of these players will play. So first we're going to look at how we did in Europe. 6 played, 6 won, 18 points, 19 goals for and only 3 against. So he's done really well in the group stage, dominated it. He then had a first leg against Braga. The first one was a draw, 1-1, and the second was a 2-0 win to go through. They then faced Wolves in the quarters. They lost 1-0 away and they won 2-1, but they went through on away goals. So unfortunately, this Roma side was knocked out by Wolves. We're going to then look at the Italian Cup. Udinese lost 2-1, and then we went out to Napoli 2-0 in the quarterfinals, so that's quite disappointing there. If we look at Serie A, Roma finished 3rd, so not bad at all. That will give us Champions League qualification, 74 points, only 4 behind second place Napoli, but Juventus were far ahead. Juventus had way more wins than Roma. Roma drawing too many games and losing too many to be anywhere near. From this overview, we can see that in the league, Mkhitaryan had the most goals on 8, and Pellegrini had 8 assists. In the Europa League, Dzeko was the top scorer with 6, and Pellegrini had another 7 assists, so many assists for Pellegrini this season. Also in the Cup, Dzeko and Santon had 1 goal each, and 1 goal from Pellegrini and Abasnes. So overall, not a bad season, just working our way up and getting a good position in the league. We move on to season 2 with Jose Mourinho. We have a few out, Smalling going to Arsenal, Mkhitaryan going on loan, and a few others going on a free. Spent 20 million on Kumbulla, a 23-year-old defender, so another defender again. 16 marking, 16 heading, 16 tackling. Really good defensive stats, and also 17 positioning, so he knows exactly where he's supposed to be. Mayoral was bought for 9.5 million. Looks like a decent striker with good finishing, decent acceleration and pace, and good technique. We also have Julian Alvarez, who's bought for 11 million, a right winger who seems to be primarily good at shooting. So in Europe, it didn't go very well. In the Champions League, we had Rennes, Bayern, and PSV. So a tough group. We lost to Rennes, Bayern, PSV, and Bayern again. We beat Rennes and PSV once, but it was not enough. We went then down into the Europa League. We won 1-0 against this team. We then won 4-1 against Leipzig, doing really well there. We then went against another Italian club in Lazio. We drew 1-1 at home, but lost 3-0 away. Disappointing result and got knocked out of the Europa League. For the Italian Cup, we started off well with a 3-0 win, but got knocked out 2-1 by Fiorentina after they beat us in the league as well. So disappointing there as well. Roma could only accumulate 66 points, so way off Juventus once again. 10 losses, 9 draws, compared to 6 draws and 5 losses of Juventus. So once again, miles off, did get European football, but quite a far way off the other teams. So overall, we can see 11 goals for Zaniolo and the new signings of Mayoral. So seems like a good signing, and Zaniolo doing his thing. Once again, Pellegrini with 10 assists in the league. Now we enter season 3, and the money's going up spent on transfers. We got Conti, we got Vitalo for free. Diego Dalot from Manchester United for 9 million. With a great cross and speed, but can be lacking in other areas. Axel Witsel from Dortmund, a much older player now, but still got great pass and teamwork and a great experienced player to have in the team. We've got Acuna, who is a left back, decent all round, good crossing, good passing, dribble. However, the big signing seemed to be this goalkeeper. 29 years of age, got good one-on-ones, good eccentricity, good aerial reach. Seems to be a good goalkeeper. So firstly, we're going to look at Europe and how we did there. In the Europa League, we won all the matches. We're against 3 teams I've never even heard of and got through that pretty simply. In the Europa League, Real Sebastian, I think that's Real Sociedad, a 2-1 loss along with a 2-0 win meant we went through. Athletic Bilbao, we lost 1-0 away, which would have been troubling, but then 3-1 at home and we went through to the next round. We then had a really tough draw against Jose's old team, Tottenham, with a 4-1 win. So we had Kluivert and Under and Zaniolo all scored in this game. I bet Jose was absolutely buzzing after that. The second game was a 0-0 draw. It was already done, and Mourinho put it to bed. However, unfortunately, in the final of the Europa League against Bayer Leverkusen, it was a 2-1 loss with them scoring an extra time to win. In terms of the Italian Cup, we did not get out the first round. It was a 1-1 draw, and Parma went through on penalties. Although there was disappointment in the Cups, we went back to the league and we can see that they have improved from 5th to 3rd again. Only 1 point off second this time and only 4 points off the top. So we're a lot closer to the top this time. Juventus were below us and a lot more wins this time, but still 8 draws, 7 losses. This is where we're losing the points. A few of them converted into wins, and we could have won. Having a quick look at how players performed in the league, Mayoral had 14 goals and Pellegrini had 12 assists. And in the Italian Cup, Zaniolo had 1 goal and Acuna had 1 assist. But we can see that Mourinho is getting closer to his goal and hopefully can win something soon. He's third placed and he was in the final. So we now enter Mourinho's 4th season. He hasn't been sacked yet. He hasn't won anything yet, but he has been working towards it. He has signed Pedro Porro from Juventus, who is a right back. Jorginho Wijnaldum from Liverpool, we all know who he is. Brozovic, who is a CDM from Inter Milan on a free. So I presume that's his end of his contract. He's basically retired. And Eduard, who is a striker, originally from Celtic, went to Dortmund in the game and is now at Roma. Really good finisher with 17, good dribble as well. He's got a great work rate, great stamina and great strength. So he's a good target man and he's a good all-round striker. So let's have a quick look at how we did in Europe this year. We're back in the Champions League after finishing 3rd last year. So Liverpool topped the group at 14 and Roma got through comfortably with 11. Anderlecht and Hoffenheim both struggling, only one win between them. However, Mourinho seemed to be unlucky with a 3-2 loss at home, followed by a 3-0 win away. So a pretty concrete loss to knock them out of Europe. In the Italian League again, a 3-0 win, but then a 3-1 loss against Inter. Not doing too well in these Italian cups. However, Mourinho has done what he needed to do. He has won the league with Roma. He's brought them back to dominance. He's won another trophy. He's broken the axis. Juventus are no longer champions. It's not Inter. It's not a Milan. It is Roma. Won by 3 points clear of Juventus. Once again, we can see the difference between this and before. Only 4 draws and 7 losses this time, and that is the difference. So let's see who performed in this monumental, historical season for Roma. 18 goals for Eduard, so he was fantastic that season, and Pellegrini, once again, 7 assists. In the European competitions, Zanello had 5 goals and a business had 2 assists. So it took Mourinho 4 seasons, but he stuck at it. He didn't get sacked. He was doing a decent job, and given the tools, he actually completed this and replicated his success at Inter. We're just going to go into the future a bit more to see if anything else happens with Mourinho and to see if he has any more success. So we're moving to season 5 of Jose Mourinho. He's just won the league. Monumentous achievement. And here's the signings he then got. He got Jordan Henderson on a free, who's obviously a lot older. Tagliafico from Man City on a free. And Dybala on a free from Liverpool. So 3 good players, obviously a lot older now. He also spent 25 million on Solomon, a right winger from Israel. Really good dribbling the first touch, decent pace and acceleration. So obviously Mourinho won the league last season, so Roma were in the Champions League. We're in a group with Atletico, Rapid Vienna and Benfica, so quite a difficult group in some ways. Both finished on 13 points, but we had better goal difference. Roma also managed a draw and a win against Atletico, so doing good against a decent side as well. In the first knockout round, we had Bayer Leverkusen, the team that beat Mourinho in the Europa League final. They won 3-1 at home and avenged their loss. Unfortunately, they then had a PSG, a very tough opponent in the quarters. A 1-1 draw at home, which is decent, and 1-0 away. Not a terrible loss, but all the same. In the Italian Cup, they beat Fiorentina 1-0 in the first game. We then moved on to be into 3-0 and 2-1 in the Cup, so we got a bit of revenge for that Super Cup loss. Then got into the final against Sampdoria, and it was a 3-2 win in extra time. Goals by Edouard and Henderson meant that Mourinho won another cup. He won the Italian Cup this time. Not as big, but also it is something to add to the trophy cabinet. Once again, Edouard this season, 16 goals. Pellegrini again, top assist as well.
So if we look at Mourinho, he did quite well at Roma. He won the league, which is a massive achievement for a club like Roma, which are nowhere near at the moment. He did win the Italian Cup and he won the Super Cup. So he's done really well for himself. He has at least won the league again, which is a big achievement for him. So maybe there's more for Mourinho to come, and maybe in real life he will be a good manager for Roma and get them to where they want to be. Do you think Mourinho did well? Do you think he'll do that well in real life? Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and there'll be much more to come.